Hi guys, FrostFangs here and welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video. I'm going to be trying to answer the question of what happened to Fernando. If you've been playing the game for a while, you kind of already know, but we're playing Nando today, and I'm going to be trying to answer that question. I also don't know what happened to whoever was meant to spawn here, because for the last couple of videos, I've just not been getting characters until I refresh it, which is kind of strange, but I guess we'll deal with it. We're going to be doing Nando. We did Grover recently. I have played a little bit of Paladins since the last video. I played a couple games just practicing with Nando a little bit. We've got two versions of loadouts for him. One's tanky, one's offensive. Both of them are kind of because Nando in general is at best kind of I've been playing this game for like 3 years, and Nando has been around for pretty much as long as I can remember. He used to have really derpy card art. He used to be really clunky. His shield used to be different. This is back in the day when you were pushing like an engine that had a big gun on it towards like a golden vault, and all the animations and everything was just super scuffed, and that is completely different to how we are today. But Nando hasn't really changed much. His kit has pretty much been the same the entire time. I'm sure most of you guys that have been playing Paladins by now will know who Nando is. You've probably gone against him a couple times and played with him a couple times. But the thing is, I and a hell of a lot of other people have been seeing a hell of a lot less Nando. I've probably only seen Nando a couple times since they nerfed him, because he was being picked quite a lot, and then he started to get picked pretty heavily for the damage side of him. And even though he's a tank, he was picked for the damage side of him. You were going for Scorch, and you were going for Fireball, and you were dealing like 1,000 damage fireballs every 3 seconds. It was pretty crazy. Nando was a really good aggressive tank to pick for a little while, and people were just playing him like a damage character, and then they nerfed him, and now that's where he pretty much is now, in a position where you barely ever see him picked. I don't know what it's like in ranked, because I don't really play ranked these days, and I also don't know what it's like on console, but as far as I know, it's pretty much the same. And now he's been nerfed. Scorch no longer gives you that integrated damage buff on your fireball, so it always deals 450, and then you get bonus damage after each subsequent hit, which is still good. If you can still hit like 3 people at a time with a fireball, it's still a really strong ability. But they also nerfed a lot of the stuff with his loadout, which I think is probably why he took such a big hit, was because both of his things were nerfed at the same time. You got brand change, and this was when the integrated cauterize was a thing. This gave you up to, I think, 75% like cauterize on your fireball, which made it not only huge damage and a movement speed buff, but also cauterize. I understand that change. Every character got that change. Then they did something with hot pursuit so that it's got an integrated timer, which really feels strange, because it means that basically every 3rd or 4th fireball gives you a speed boost, which is a little bit weird. Incinerate's pretty much the same. I'm pretty sure this still only reduces 3 seconds, which is half of its cooldown, which is pretty damn cool, and I think that might be it. I'm pretty sure it was just a couple of his cards and his legendary card got changed, and that was enough for people to not really pick up Nando, because nobody was really playing Nando as like a tank. In most scenarios, he was being picked as a damage. They basically just got rid of the way that everyone was playing him the damage side of Nando, and didn't really do anything to buff the tanky side of Nando, so now he wasn't being played for tankiness, but he also now isn't being played for damage. In my opinion, what they should have done would have been still pull down the fireball, because it was being a little bit too good, but also maybe buff his tanky side a little bit, because you do not see Nando. We're doing Siege Stone Keep as the map. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on this in the comments. That's what I'd like to do with these What Happened videos. I'd like to hear what your answer is to that question, because for me, it is just the fact that he was nerfed damage-wise, and now nobody plays it, because that was the only way people were playing him in the first place. And I'll go through my suggestions for what I think they should do to him over the course of the video, obviously. But we got Pip, we got Cassie, we got Zim, we got Damba. Pretty balanced team here. Flank, I guess damage or healer Pip, damage Cassie, healer Damba, and I'm going to be playing as a tank. In this one, we're going to be using the shielder up against Zin, Bomb King, Damba, Khan, Ruckus. I'm probably going to be going for Formidable, though. I don't want to go for Aegis, because I don't really like this legendary card that much. I'd rather have this one. I feel like it'll help me more, but we do have 2 healers. Maybe we should do damage. You know what? I'm going to do damage here. Sorry, they've got 2 tanks. This map's pretty good for setting it up, so we'll go for it. We've got Incinerate max level, Fearless Leader 3, Brand 4, Hot Pursuit 2, and this one is just to help reset our left click. Pretty standard loadout. I think the big one that I was noticing was the internal cooldown timer on Hot Pursuit. I don't really mind the fact that they changed Brand, because you can still get cauterize and have a similar effect, so it's not a big deal, but they got rid of his constant movement speed buff you were able to give him, and they also, you know, fiddled with his legendary card, which means your fireball has way less of an impact, because it was 30% bonus damage by default, and it's still scaled, but I think it's scaled a little bit less, but you know, you're missing out on that bonus damage, and when you do hit a lot of people, you still hit for a shit ton. That is the one thing I will give him credit for. When you do set it up properly, you still deal a hell of a lot of damage with it. Khan is going to counter me a tad. Let's see if we can get rid of this Damba, even though I did practice this a little bit, just so I could make sure I was giving you an actual opinion on Nando, because like I said, I was away for a week, so I had to warm up a little bit. Let's just get rid of you. I'm still not 100% warmed up, so that's just a little warning for you. There's a hit. I'm just going to try and run away. I'm dead anyway, because he's just going to probably grab me if I left my shield up, so it's whatever. We'll just die going out with a bit of a fight. I'm starting off with Rekka just to try and deal with the Ruckus and the Khan, but I'm not not really going to feel it until I get Rekka 2, so I might skip court a little bit. It's just the thing of when you're in a one-on-one fight and you're not able to get that set up, it feels really crappy. I do like the fact that you have heal on it now, though. That is still really, really cool, and if you are setting it up, you're still getting a big benefit, which is cool, but it's just that individual fight thing. I think Nando in general, though, could deal with the buff. Not just like his damage or just his tankiness. I feel like both of them could do with being changed, because he's a little bit weak on both sides. I don't feel like he does well being tanky, and he also doesn't do well on damage, although he might do a little bit better at damage than tankiness still, even though he had his fireball completely changed. So I think with his fireball, if they added like a slow to it, that would probably have a really, really big impact, and that wouldn't increase his burstiness, because that was the problem they had with him apparently, was the fact that he was just so bursty, because he could deal a lot of crazy damage, whereas now the only way you can have as much as you used to is if you get the chain hits. So if they added a cripple to it or a slow to it, cripple would probably be too good. If they added a slow to it, and even not necessarily a strong slow, I feel like that would be a big enough change for him to be a little bit stronger on the damage side, because then you're still not buffing your speed as much as you used to before, because it's got the internal timer, but you are slowing enemies. It's got 3-second cooldown, so maybe the slow needs an internal thing, and they could do it with a card. I don't really know, but damage-wise, he definitely needs some stuff done to him. Tankiness, I think, is a little bit more of a difficult topic for me to touch on, because I don't play him as a tank. I feel like I'm more experienced to talk about the damage side, and I know because I used to play him a decent amount, and that's why I've got him like level 29 is from that, and also, you know, he's been around for ages. Am I going to have to go ahead and ult on this point to try and hold it? I guess we are. There we go. Just going to try and make sure we don't let them get this 2-0. There's a Q. There we go. We got rid of the Maldama. We dealt like 2k with one fireball. If you line it up, it's still really good. I feel like if they added a slow to that, maybe even if it only slowed the first character hit, then that would still probably be enough. But I just feel like Nando needs some form of CC, because so many other tanks right now in Paladins have CC and stuff, and yet Nando hasn't really got anything. You've got your Q, which is just damage, your shield is yourself, your F is a dash, and your ult is an immunity, so you don't have any CC at all. We're going to get Rekka, we're also going to get Cauterize, 0-2, bit of a shame. You still see a really, really clear pattern with the cards that people pick, damage or tank-wise. You see the same cards pretty much picked over and over again, and some that you never see at all, so that's, I guess, something they could do with. But when you do land that Q, man, it's brutal. Just landing the chain and getting like 2k at the start, it's enough to win a round for sure if you set it up properly. Look at that damage, Jesus Christ. Let's throw another Q back there. There we go. You see what I mean? When you're in the right position, you're lining it up over and over and over again. You're just dealing some mental damage to people, especially on maps like this where there's little areas that people tend to just go to and stack up. You can easily get like 2k damage off the start, and if your team capitalizes off it, you win a team fight because of it. It's also kind of harder for me to judge the tanky stuff because he was never really great as a tank. He was great as damage for such a long time that it's pretty easy to guess what they should do with it, but tank-wise, it's a little bit more difficult. I'm going to chase you down and just get rid of you. There we go. I'm going to also pop up my shield. That's annoying, but there's a hit on you. Kind of failed. I was spamming E there. Pretty sure it played the sound effect, but luckily I died just after it, so I didn't completely waste my ult. Don't think I would have been able to do very much with it there. There's definitely quite a few things they could do with his tankiness, though. He's got a decent amount of things that could be improved on the tanky side of things. Just by looking at other tanks, it's pretty easy to see what the options would be. I'm going to ult to counter it. Sound effects played, it just didn't trigger. I kind of wish it did there because, you know, I hit E a couple seconds before I died. It just didn't do it, which is a shame. Totally should have been able to do that then, then I would have been able to hold the point. And Nando's ult wouldn't have killed like 2 of us. Bit of a shame. My voice is starting to go. Jesus Christ. It's been like a week since I recorded a video, like I said, and yesterday is one. So my voice still needs to warm up to actually making these videos every single day. Let's get a Q on you. Oh, come on. That was dirty. Zin, how are you going to do me like that? You've actually still got the long ass below because this isn't 2.04 because the PTS is still down and the patch isn't out yet. Let's get rid of him. This should be a kill. Can I just land that Q? Is that even going to be enough? I don't think I hit him there. I think I hit the Maldamba. Let's just get rid of him. There's nothing because I didn't hit either of you. An ult from Damba there for some reason. There's 450 for you. I was about to say 580, but it doesn't deal that much damage anymore. That's weird. I was actually going to say that's 580 for you right there, but that doesn't even deal that much anymore. It still deals like 650 if you hit it on like 2 people, which is pretty good. Am I alive? I also probably should have pointed this out. I was too busy talking about Fernando. We've got damage pip and we also have freaking hybrid Damba. So this is like 2 kind of hybrid characters who are supports playing damages in one. That was another spicy fireball. We landed pretty good ones there. Feels like it's pretty much the same as what it used to be when you hit a couple people. It's just that first person in line barely takes anything now. Oh, there you go. Nice. When we're actually chaining, it ain't too bad. There's a hit for you. I'm stunned. That's fine. I can track you pretty well. Pretty predictable there. Khan, let's get rid of you as well. There we go. Hello, Bomb King. We're going on you. There's a little hit for you, which for some reason wasn't dealing damage. There's 450 at least. Maybe if they made his his shield work kind of like the Terminus Q, where it's got like a meter, or have a legendary card where it turns into a meter? I'd like to see Aegis, instead of doing what it does, maybe make your shield rechargeable instead of it going on a cooldown. That would be really, really cool. I think that would be a very interesting thing, and actually might help him be more viable as a tank. I don't really know. The reason we went for our legendary card is so I could do plays like that and deal some good damage to both the tanks, although it's not really worked out great so far. Although I do like the idea. I like the idea of maybe having a rechargeable shield. As a legendary card, it would be a great replacement for Aegis, because that is barely ever picked as well. Let's just get rid of you, Ruckus. Come on, Jesus Christ, that took ages. Got Court 2, we got Wrecker 2, screen is shaking for some reason, weapon looks slick. You gotta love some matte black Fernando. How could this look any better? I do not know. I think this looks fabulous. There's a Q, there's the ult as well. Probably unnecessary, but I feel like we can maybe get rid of one of these guys. Nope, we cannot, but I can give it a good shot, and we can nearly kill him. He's on like 1 health. Somebody just tap him a little bit. He's really, really low. Ruckus is gone at least. I feel like we'll get this point. I'm gonna get Master Running just so I can get to this point quickly. I feel like it'll help me out on this map, especially with setting up that fireball thing. Jesus Christ, I should have started out with Master Riding. That would have made way more sense. That was a double fireball hit. Nice. You somehow missed that. I genuinely do not know how you did, but you managed to. There's 450 for you. You're going to miss the thing, or maybe that was on purpose. I don't know. That's a Ruckus. Oh, I'm dead. I'm very dead. Does Zin have no health, or is it just bugged? I don't know anymore, to be honest. I said I think we might have this, but we got it to 97%, and now I'm unsure if we're actually going to be able to regain it. I'm going to run left. I'm going to hope that we can group up and pull something off. I think they see me. Bomb King definitely does. I'm going to go this way and see if I can get on it in time. There's some damage for you. I fireballed the wall, but that's fine. Rest in peace, my health. There's some good fireball damage, though. Pip is on it. Nice. Let's see if we can get rid of somebody. Maybe. They're all so low. Oh my god, there's a fireball. Did that even go off? I kind of feel like they deserve the win a little bit. I didn't play great. I played okay, though. I still have a lot of deaths, but I don't feel like I was the reason why we lost this game. And there's the end of the overtime. Well played to them. Feel like they deserve that one. Damage Nando, surprisingly, there didn't feel that bad because we were able to get some good setups, but most of the time during 1v1s, it still felt really, really rough. Just having only 450 on that fireball and, you know, only a little bit of damage on my actual lance makes me feel like any 1v1 I'm basically going to lose against most people. Even like the squishy characters, I feel like I can easily die to because I don't have enough damage output. Monkey has the top player though. He killed Cassie, I think he killed Azin, and then he killed me, and then he got an assist, I think, on somebody else as well. Not bad. Well, surprisingly, if we take a look at the stats there, I actually did really, really well. I had about 30 to 40k over pretty much everybody there, which is a pretty decent stat, and it kind of makes me think what we would have had if I had the other version of Nando where he was way, way stronger. I probably would have got like 125k. It's mainly just because of how many times we were setting up the fireball properly, but most of the time you're not really going to be able to do that, and I still died 12 times because every 1v1 was basically me just getting screwed. We did have 113k though. Shielding was not very much. We didn't play the objective barely at all. Damage did pretty good, 101k, heals 36k damage. Zin did okay, Cassie did okay. Surprisingly, both of those guys have less damage than me, and Pip did alright. Everyone on my side there did fine. On their side, the Ruckus did pretty good, Bumping did pretty good, Zin did pretty good, Damba did really well, 142k. He does have 2 tanks though, so that makes sense, and their Con did alright. No point really going over any more of those stats. We're going to do another one. Damage Nando there didn't feel too bad. I would just like to see him spiced up a little bit because he is a very vanilla character, really. You look at his kit, he has nothing anywhere near as crazy as some of the newer characters, and I think that is just because of how much Paladins has changed. Because when you think back to how Paladins was when Fernando and his kit was originally like put into the game, it's completely different to how the game is now. Like you look at Amani's kit and it's completely different to Fernando's kit, and maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. I don't really know. I just feel like Nando could do with a bit of a push upwards because in my opinion he's really, really low on the pick rate, and he's also, in my opinion, again, really, really low in the win rate because I'm pretty sure every single time I've had him on my team or gone against him, it's been a loss unless some other person on that team is super carried. This is genuinely why I really like to hear your guys' thoughts on this in the comment section down below because you all have different experiences to me. I'm one dude playing this game. I don't have any other sort of way to judge what people are feeling other than my comment section. And luckily, I have a bunch of you guys that comment, which is great because it means I can go through them and gather a sort of feeling. And even though obviously I don't have anywhere near as many comments as the people who actually play Paladins, it is still really, really helpful and really, really insightful to actually be able to read through stuff and see what other people are feeling. A lot of the times it lines up, and a lot of the time it doesn't. So it's just good for me to know. We got Sharlin, we got an Eevee, we got Dam, we got an Ash. We're up against a Grandmaster Andro, Aisling, who I've played with before. He's probably going to kick our ass here. A Grover, a Tyra, Strix, and a Ruckus. Let's go ahead and grab Formidable and the loadout. 2k extra health on the shield, so it goes from 8k to 10k. We get 300 health a second. That's because I got level 3 below 40% health up to 40% health, and I think it's got a 45-second internal timer, but it doesn't have it written there on the card, or maybe it doesn't. I'm actually not sure. Fearless Leader with level 3 just because I like it a lot. Heat Transfer to help us get out of sticky situations situations and dire need for some extra speed in the shield. Gonna go ahead and start off with Haven because they are all direct hit, and it's gonna help us out a ton here. Gonna hope that it doesn't go similarly to the Leanne match we had a little while ago, especially considering it was on the same map. I'm gonna hope that it's not the same thing where he just carries and then the 9 other people in this game all play the same, because that would be really, really sucky. All of us died on the point. Andro ran in and got Charlene. Damba then finished off the Andro. Charlene's doing pretty good on our side. We're overall doing fine. Grover's just spamming shots down there. I'm going to make sure I get on this point. Oh my god, I got absolutely shredded right there. Who deals that much damage to my shield and my health bar? Holy crap. I'm going to go ahead and bring up this screen. I barely ever bring this one up. This is with Y. So I took most of that from the firebomb and then the ruckus guns and also the Tyra left click. That's really, really strange. Firebomb dealt that much damage to me so quickly. I lost nearly half my health from just that ability. That's freaking crazy. There's like 900 and some melty damage for you. Can we finish him off? Oh, he's low. Can I tick him through there? I'm actually not sure if I can. I don't think I can. I'm just going to hold this, reposition. There's the fireball. Oh, did we kill him? Yes, we did. That actually worked. I stopped paying attention because I just started to look at the kill feed there. That was bad. Oh, I'm dead here. I'm totally gone. I have no abilities left. I'm screwed. I'm not really sure where to position myself with this because I'm trying to get most shielding. We got most damage last time around. If I can get most shielding in this game, then I'll do what I wanted to do. But I'm pretty sure it's that Strix who's taking off so much health off my shield. I need to check and hold tab in a second, but right now I'm not 100% sure. I think it is though, because when he hits me, I feel like I lose a chunk of it, and I think he's just got a wreck of 1 or 2. Oh, I'm dead. Yep, there we go. And that's another thing, I guess. Even though you're really, really stationary, when you pull up that shield, you can't move much. You can't do literally anything else, unlike some of the other tanks that can pull up shields and stuff. You don't even have that much of a shield. It's 8k by default, which is pretty easy to go through. If you have Wrecker, it's not really a trouble whatsoever. Without Wrecker, it's a bit of an issue, but not even that much. And the most you can boost it by is like 2.5k or something like that. So it's not even that crazy of a shield considering how much of a downside you're at just because you're using it. I'm going to go ahead and try and stop this overtime. Go for a little bit of a side flank. There's 450 for you. Oh my god, the Tyre firebomb is insane. It melts my health like it's nothing. I'm going to ult here just so we can actually hold this, because or else we do not stand a chance. Let's focus the Andro a little bit. This Strix maybe. There's some damage for you. They pushed it anyway. Bit of a waste of my ult, but I don't really have any other situation to use it in. The Strix can basically 2-hit my shield. That's insane. I probably should have guessed, but the reason why Tyra's countering me so hard is because she's gone for Burn Monster, so it takes a crap ton of my health off. If you look there, it took 3k off me. But something else I've just noticed when I hovered over this a second ago, it says it buffs Hunter's Mark. It doesn't. It buffs her Q. Why is it wrong? I'm pretty sure that was right before. Did they mess it up, or was it always wrong? I don't know. Let me know. If you've noticed that, please do let me know, because I find that hilarious, the fact that it says that it buffs her F, even though it definitely does not. I don't know how that's something that could be messed up, but it is. It's not a really big issue. It's literally a text bug, but it's just kind of funny. There's a Q. I don't even know what I'm trying to do here. Am I going in trying to trigger overtime, or are we trying to get this Strix instead? He's gonna solo blind me, because sure, that's the play he just decided to make. I don't even know where he is, but he's fully healed up, and there goes all of my shield in the space of a couple milliseconds. I'm dead. Mainly because of the Wrecker, my shield is doing nothing, but you add on top of that the fact that the Tyra's got Burn Monster. If I pull my shield out and I'm inside that firebomb, I'm dead. And if I don't pull my shield out and I'm in that firebomb, which is really easy for me to be in because it cripples, then I'm dead also. Tyra is a very heavy counter to Nando. There's a cheeky fireball. I'm being healed by my legendary card and also the Maldamba. Shoutouts to him. There's another Q for you guys. Kind of wish I had the other legendary card here. It would help me out way more. Just going to waddle back a little bit and try and survive. But what a surprise. I'm dead because my shield is down. Maybe I should be happy that this was a short game so that I don't have to drag out the pain of trying to play Nando in 2.03. But I was kind of expecting this to be rough, but I wasn't expecting it to be that rough. That was a really, really battered game right there. We got completely battered. More than like a freaking serving of fish and chips right there. Possibly the most British thing I've said in the video, but Maldamba has top play, which is kind of strange. Yeah, how does Maldamba have top play? I'm guessing it's the ult he made at one point here. He ults and detonates it in the air, which is something that I should probably do more often. He gets rid of the Grover, gets an assist on the Strix, and that is apparently it. That was top play. We got shredded, and that was top play. Okay, I don't even know what to say commentary-wise here. Maldamba said, I wish I was playing with actual bots. He did pretty well. 54k healing ain't too bad. I actually did what I wanted to do, though. We had top shielding. I had 90k, which is top. Not that I was really competing with much that game, but I had top shielding. But somehow, I also had third top damage that game. maybe Nando actually doesn't need his damage buff, considering I went for shielding Nando there and still had third top damage, top on my team. Don't know exactly how that works. I only had 9 deaths. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Nando's damage is still fine. I'd still like to see a bit of a buff to damage Nando when you specifically are going for that. I definitely also feel like there should be a bit of a buff to tank Nando. Maybe it would be very, very interesting if there was a way you could actually make a sort of choice whether you were going for damage or tankiness, and I mean that in the way that you would actually trade out some of your tankiness for some of your damage, or if you could change out some of your damage for some of your tankiness. For instance, if you could do something like set your shield on fire and then you wouldn't have the option to do a fireball or something like that. I don't know. I've just got the idea of my head of somehow losing the ability of your shield and getting more damage, or losing the ability of your fireball and getting more tankiness. I'd like to see something like that because I feel like there's a really good idea there, but I'm not going to spend the time here trying to explain it because there's obviously a bunch of ways that could work. But I'd love to hear specifically suggestions on something like that. What you could do to maybe lose some of the tankiness but get damage, or maybe lose some of your damage ability and get some extra tankiness. I don't know. There's definitely something in there though that could be really, really cool. Arash did okay. Charlene did okay. I don't know what my stat is there, genuinely. Evie was really rough too. 12k is pretty weird. Damba did pretty good on their side. Andro did well. 16-3, 60k, kind of what I come to expect when I see a border and a name I recognize. The Rockers did pretty good. Was Objective Boy for that game. Grover did pretty well. Strix did okay. Doesn't even have that much damage there. I have more damage than that Strix. He was just shooting at my shield, but thank you, because now I have top shielding, and their Tyra was okay. Still doesn't even have that much damage. I was just trying my best there. Wasn't really able to. Do not feel like it was my fault. I feel like me and the Damba there both played fine, and Ash also did pretty good, but we were just not having an easy time there overall. I think I've gotten everything out that I wanted to say during this video. I had a lot in mind because this has been something that I've wanted to make a video on ages, and you guys have been requesting it for ages, so I've tried my best to explain everything and get everything out that I wanted to say. But if I missed something, then my bad. I'll maybe leave it in like a comment or something. I'll reply to you guys if I did indeed miss something that I wanted to include in today's video. I don't know how much you're going to be able to tell, but my voice is completely telling me to stop making this video right now. I've had to clear my throat like every 5 minutes. I've edited it out, obviously, but my throat is starting to kill me, so I'm going to stop talking. Stay frosty.